The FDMG Academy has been foreshadowed once again by our brother Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson, a psychologist, um, in the same vein and in the same tradition of brothers like Amos Wilson, uh, Wade Nobles, and numerous other thinkers. Dr. Umar Johnson is creating a school, right? Now, people, we all are aware of the lengthy time that we have been waiting to see the school manifest, right? But the thing is, if you consider what a school entails, um, I would say 5 or 6 years is roughly what it would take to create an entirely new body, an entirely new institution, you know. And so, when he had his fundraising campaign, he also came here to the Bahamas, and then he gave a very provocative speech. And this was at a gathering in Fox Hill. That was not, no, it wasn't Fox Hill. Um, Umar Johnson was here. Yes, it was in Fox Hill. It was at the Akheferan Institute. He came here and he spoke. Um, Yasser Safari spoke. Muda Baruka gave the keynote address, right? So what I'm saying, he came here and we were all aware of the criticisms that were being launched because people wanted to see the school right away, right? But as a person who never actually operated a school, as a person who never actually created a curriculum, I can understand that it would take a while for a school to be constructed, for a program to be created, um, for the necessary funding for the utilities, and to have the school be recognized by the Board of Education. You know, there's numerous things I imagine would be involved in creating a school, right? But this school happens to come during a time when the black community is doing a lot of assessment as far as how our investments have been used over the years. We see the black church taking billions of dollars from us over a period of time, billions of dollars that have not had a significant impact on the black community, on our social and economic development. So at this point, even in the conscious community, there's been a call for an assessment of all our leaders, all of our fundraising initiatives that we might be involved in. The call has come for us to just weed out all of the false leaders, right? And so, despite the fact that, you know, despite the fact that Umar was already in the community, you know, speaking truth to power, um, he was in the Hidden Colors series, you know, um, he was recently in a spate of interviews just communicating his philosophy. And I don't think, barring a few scandals here and there, I don't think that there should be any reason for us to have this wholesale distrust for the brother. I personally would like to see the school come about, right? But the problem with organizations that have a single individual orchestrating them is the fact that, there will be a lot of distrust. Um, it would seem very covert. It would seem very suspicious to have one individual um, at the helm of such an initiative. In my opinion, my humble opinion, I think there should have actually been a board or a council. And if there was a council, then there could be more voices and more ideas at the table. There's no problem with Umar Johnson maintaining the position as the chairman of this council, but there should be a council of black men and women who can help to orchestrate this particular initiative, and there would be less suspicion because then you would have more oversight. There would be more people that others can inquire um, about various things with, you know. And so basically, this is what my impression of the whole thing is. I would like to see the school. I mean, I think it should take a few years to build a school unless you have such a significant level of funding, whereas it would be impossible to say that there would be a delay because you have such a level of funding. You can buy the school, commence uh, the repairs and renovations. Um, you can begin to structure your format of your curriculum for the various grade levels, and the list goes on. But you know, at this point, brothers like Chief X have come out of the closet and said that Umar Johnson didn't actually buy the school. They are claiming that the school is owned by a holding company who purchased the property, and that perhaps Umar Johnson is in discussions with the holding company to use the property or to lease the property. In my opinion, it would be better to lease to own. You know, it doesn't make sense to pay rent for an institution uh, that is meant to be continuous. So it's better that this whole thing needs to be cleared up because it's an important initiative. As time goes by, we all can see why it would be necessary to have a school that is Pan African in nature. All right. In the Bahamas, we have a Pan African school called the Akheferan Institute, and it was started by a powerful woman. Her name is Jacinta Higgs. She actually did what Umar Johnson was trying to do, and I think she did it in very little time. It might have been a year and a half to 2 years, maybe, of planning and actually setting it in place. My grandfather had a school, elder scholar, wise, beyond his years. Frederick Anthony Curry Sr. had a school called City School, and City School was a school for all age groups. They taught Greek, they taught Aramaic. Um, it was a structured program. Students graduated at 15 years old, and they took their high school equivalency test at 15, which we call the BGCSE, and they were actually in college by 16. Okay, so the thing is, it is achievable on a small scale or a large scale. I mean, before we can have a black conscious college, how about we have a black conscious preschool? Let's have a black conscious elementary school. Okay, let's have a black conscious high school. This is going to get um, our educational development on track. Okay, but I see this video is becoming rather long. And so, for those with ADHD, I would like to say one love. And to all of us who are dealing with our personal struggles, I say one love. And hatred can never overcome the things that positive intentioned individuals intend to achieve. All right. So, people, one of these days, I'm probably going to get an outro that makes sense. I need an intro and an outro for my videos, right? But let me know what your thoughts are about the FDMG Academy, the announcement that the location has been ascertained. Um, what are your thoughts about the whole situation? Let me know in the comments below. One love.